Herman, 5G, the argument is that we don't actually need it. For us as a developing country and for the many developed parts of the developing world, it's going to take jobs away from us, from our people. In Ghana, we are still largely an agrarian society. We want to put a lot of our youth to work. A lot of our youth don't have the high-skilled labor that you need to even operate computers to do. So we're going to put them on the farms, we're going to put them in agriculture, we're going to put them in things that benefit us so that we can grow what we eat and eat what we grow. We're going to put them in cane technology to do chairs and all of that and export them to the rest of the world. Why do we want 5G? We're going to have driverless cars. What are our trotro drivers going to do? What are taxi and trotro and private transport delivery service in Ghana accounts for something like maybe 24, 25, 30% of employment. If you're going to bring in driverless cars, what are all these people going to do? That's not just Ghana, it's India even. It's also maybe China, it's also South Africa, it's Mozambique, it's Kenya, you know. So the whole conversation about 5G, Africa thinks this is not, the developing world thinks this is not what we should be talking about at this time. We should be talking about giving our people employment. And if it's going to kill us, then we really don't want it.
Okay.
Can you make a case for a Ghanaian, Nigerian 5G? What is it? I mean, I have 4G on my phone. Even if I consider myself an upwardly mobile person, so that I have a few people who work for me, like my driver, like my guy in the house, who I can send a text to. And I can send a text and say, John, can you buy me oranges? And he can send me a photograph when he gets to the orange and said, boss, do you want this one or you want that one? I'm okay with that.
Yes.
I don't need 5G to do what?
Okay. Okay.
Tell me.
This is going to be sweet.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I argue the opposite.
Yeah.
I think we are the ones rather who need the 5G. I have doctor friends who are surgeons. Lots of our people, they are poor.
Yes.
We don't have enough doctors. We don't have enough colibus. The colibus are not well funded. It is things like 5G which improve the speed of the internet and the volume of data you can pass through, so that the reliability, the freezing thing you spoke about. Once that thing is gone, I'm looking at it from a user. I'm a beneficiary. I can develop innovations on the 5G.
Immediately you're talking about freezing, you're talking about smartphone.
Yes.
The percentage of our people who use smartphone, according to the NCA, is very low.
I totally agree. But just imagine this.
Okay.
That we have a champion Ghanaian doctor. Went to Legon, went to Germany, well acclaimed. The dude is sitting in Accra because he doesn't like driving in the bush. He's become a brony. And he's firing 12 operations a day.
In Accra?
Across the country, in villages.
With 5G?
Yes, because there's some robot that they've connected to a mobile phone. The robot is sitting there and he's doing cataract things, and his hand is in a glove, and he's performing these operations.
So the robot is in Fantiakwa?
Exactly.
And
on a solar panel.
A solar panel connected to a smartphone?
A smartphone. And a smartphone.
What, that belongs to who?
That belongs to Kolebu. A smartphone is $100.
That belongs to Kolebu, that has been sent there, or it's sitting in Kolebu?
It's been sent there.
Okay.
The doctor there is at home. He doesn't even need an office in Kolebu anymore.
He's sitting in his house?
Yes.
At Airport Hills?
Yes.
Okay, and then he's doing what?
Performing operations on people in villages. Because
okay, so he sits in his house at Airport Hills. He's called that, look, a trotro with bag tie has just crashed in Esiakwa.
Yes.
And there are 17 people who are bleeding.
Yes.
And he can be in Airport Hills and be of help.
Exactly.
How would he do that?
His hand will be in a glove. The glove will have resistance.
Glove in Airport Hills?
Yes, in a metal plastic glove.
Yeah.
And he will say, take tool 5 in Fantiakwa, put it in the machine, adjust the patient into this position.
Who is he talking to?
He's talking to some nurse in the place. He says, everybody move back.
Okay.
And he'll start performing surgery. Give him this injection. Give him this. His effectiveness is far more improved.
And the drones are sending blood?
Straight up. Accurately. This time not to a football field. To the house. 5G permits accuracy and delivery. To the house where the thing is taking place. The drone will go and land there. Bah, done. Now, not only that, with a smooth...
So that's medical services delivery?
Yes.
I think I'm convinced.
No, I'll give you one more on that. When the thing is smooth like that, you see, I have people even we stay in Ashaman, they are not rich. They can't afford great medical care. As soon as these things, the volumes of data that can move through the 5G system, one doctor will serve 1,000 people every day. Hello, Kweku, it's saying, phone to phone. I say, we'll say, so, let me see. High quality picture, X-ray. so. Okay, great. You get a code, send it to the pharmacy. Pharmacy, driverless car delivered to you.
Driverless car?
Yes. Listen, the driverless car.
Okay, so that's advantage of driverless car. Fair enough.
No,
it picks from the pharmacy and sends it.
There's a big
like the motorbike guy does it today.
There's a big advantage. You know, every 10,000 miles driven, no, somebody dies.
Oh, as data? You're putting data?
Statistics, yeah.
Every 10, in the world, global?
In the world, yeah. The
every 10,000 miles.
Somebody dies. Boom,
Kofi
somebody
will
crash and die.
More men or more women?
I don't know. But I know that a human being will die around every 10,000 miles.
Okay.
When you switch to driverless cars, Charlie, they don't make mistake. As we did with the technology today, it's 1 in 19 million miles. Will you put your daughter in a manned car? Look at the statistics in the face.
Yeah, but you see,
it won't crash.
The people I'm taking off the road, for me as a policy maker,
that's a secondary matter.
As a policy advocate,
yes,
you are taking 5,000 drivers off the road.
We are.
They don't have jobs.
We didn't come to this world. This is controversial. My view. We didn't. My degree is in manufacturing, so we did automation in school, plenty.
Okay.
We didn't come to this world to work.
What did we come to do?
Enjoy.
What does that mean? We
work. If I told you, they will pay your salary, don't come to work. Me and you will go to the beach tomorrow. We won't be here.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you.
But I like my work, though. And I know you like yours, too.
Because we want to. Let it be that case. The average person doesn't want to work. We are lazy. We don't want to work, and it's good.
That's why we enjoy holidays.
Exactly. That's why you pay for holidays. I'm arguing that let's change the paradigm.
Okay.
We were trained to work because we needed to work. If we are getting robots to do our work, and you and I are coming to work as a hobby, because we're not needed.
Yeah.
The day they need something that's absolutely human, they call you and me. They say we should go and service Akosombo Dam. I'll be bluffing to my friends that, oh, there's 6 people they needed in the year to work for 3 days on something the robots couldn't do. I'll happily volunteer. It's something to do. But let it not be that.
Yeah, but you put the guy off the... You're not answering my question.
I know.
The guy who is not the torturer guy is gone on the...
But money does not only come from work. Let me give you a scenario.
Okay, where is he going to get money from?
I'll give you a farming scenario. And I'll show you how things work. Things could work. So Ghana government works out that our population is X. We consume Y number of orange juice cases every year. So each of us consumes 5 boxes a month. Do you realize that when we have things like 5G, we can sit down, design a farm, it's 6 miles by 6 miles, somewhere in northern Ghana, plant orange trees, put a robotized orange juice factory in there, on a rail or on driverless trucks, and have the citizens of Ghana order orange juice. How will they pay? That's the question you're going to ask. The orange juice factory, who is it for? The people of Ghana.
For the people, yeah.
The orange trees, who is it for?
It's for the people of Ghana.
The driverless car, who is it for?
So what, you don't pay?
Why should you pay?
So orange juice is delivered to your house for free?
Why should you pay?
Okay, the point you're making is that if you can have orange juice delivered to your house for free, then you don't need money.
Exactly. And then we'll go next for corn. You want corn? I'm telling you, there's nobody who can run a corn farm better than a robot. A robot on artificial intelligence, learning from farms around the world with a centralized port that is running through the 5G, giving information to each farm. That we noticed that when we added small fertilizer here, the impact was this. We are not even in the
mix. But we are not prepared for that.
By 2030, whether we like it or not.
2030?
Yes, 2030.
10 years from now.
There is nothing that a robot cannot do better than a human being.
But we are not prepared, or there will be something that human beings can do, robot can.
Like what?
Like playing football.
Oh, I don't know. It will be entertainment things, like poetry and things.
Yeah.
That's where human beings will be.
Like what we're doing now, like having a conversation on television.
But football is not work.
Like legal advocacy before the courts and stuff like that.
Don't say that.
Robots can do that.
Don't say that.
Really?
The Americans are suffering already. Lawyers are out of work.
I see.
One of these IBM or something came up with a system, forgotten the name. What? That's it.
Yeah.
The machine has all the cases in the world in his head.
But you don't only need the cases. You need to caress those cases before the judge.
He knows.
You need to advocate before the judge.
Let me tell you how far.
You need to wear a beautiful blue suit before the judge.
You don't need to.
You need to appear clean like an attorney.
There will be certain specialized cases where human beings have to operate.
Definitely.
That is like 20%.
Okay.
Right now, the other 70% that a car hits my back, I have to do so and so.
Well, that's quite straightforward.
Those ones. But that's the majority of the cases.
Yeah.
It's beating lawyers. Lawyers are, I think, 55% efficient. That thing is 75% efficient. So
in terms of remembering,
analyzing, winning the case.
Or winning.
It knows everything, including the judge's past judgments.
Yeah. Yes.
And whether if you are pregnant and you go in front of this judge, chances are it's got an AI engine working, it's improving.
Yeah. Yeah, but human beings must put that in the robots.
No, that is the difference with AI, which is what 5G will make possible.
Okay, tell me.
The AI is quite different. You can program, in the old days, I'm going to put it in simple terms. You know, machines have been playing chess games.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a good example. So in the past, we emptied out the chess book into a computer.
Yes.
And it started playing the people and beating them, like a calculator can calculate faster than.
Yes.
That was normal computer beating the human being.
Okay, that's interesting. And you're saying that that is inputted by a human being.
Thank you.
All right.
Recently, the same computer, they say, wait, let's now use AI. They blanked the data. Then they put formulas that this is what we call you have won. This is what you call you have lost. This is in simple terms.
Yeah.
You know, they started playing against that computer. They were beating the computer, Coco. You know what the computer was doing?
No.
It knows that when this happens, I have lost. I'm not supposed to do this.
Yeah.
It built the database that they had put in before by itself. Recently, breaking news, what has happened? They start playing the computer, and they say, oh, the thing has gone wonky. It's doing something straight. It beat the human being. It's playing moves that were not in the computer book. No human being has played that move before. Do you understand where it's going?
I don't get you.
Let
So,
me
but how
explain
is the AI computer going to
Because
get the information on this judge sitting in New York and her history of ruling?
Initially, it will build it.
Okay. You have to give it to it.
You give it the raw data. From then on, say it's in charge now.
Yes, yes.
But not only is it holding the data,
Apart from that,
it's doing the analysis on the data in ways we haven't done. When we are sleeping at home in the night, it's doing, what if I went to the case? And the case was that the woman did this and this and that, but she hit her husband before the husband hit her. No. Which judge will be
So
the
it's
best?
delivering more options.
It is doing permutations for fun. It doesn't get tired.
so Paul, the AI is dependent on what we call neural networks. So what happens is, to answer your question, it's very possible for the AI to initially even crawl all databases in the world.
Crawl.
It will crawl, yes.
Pull the data.
In what category?
Anything.
Anything.
So in health, in medicine, in law,
Exactly.
in sports,
It's able to
in
crawl.
entertainment,
Exactly.
in media.
Google is a good repository. So it will crawl across all these servers, get whatever it needs, and then it begins to...
No human being can have that in their
yeah,
head.
so any case you want, even if it's in Japan,
And without 5G, we can't have this.
No, 5G,
no,
it
5G
facilitates
makes it easier. So for
and
instance,
faster.
if you were to crawl all these millions of servers, how long will you take with the current technology?
Or is
that
it
we have?
5G that gives you the speed?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And then other things, like the 5G.
But this is your driverless cars. I mean,
driverless cars are wonderful. Let me tell you
Yeah,
something.
okay.
Imagine your village or mine.
so is it going to, do you people want it to run as an alternative
No,
to
if you ask me,
this or what?
if you ask me, we're going to end up with Kofredra town. The mayor will ban driven cars because they are crashing and killing people. His daughter died. He has vexed.
Yeah.
He will buy 100 driverless cars, right, which are also electric.
Yeah.
So there's a small dam around there. Every night the cars go there and charge. And that. Then you tell everybody in Kofredra, the cars, no, and why India is ours.
Yeah.
Why should we be charging people for fares? A normal taxi cannot compete.
How are you going to get the capital from to buy the cars?
Initially, he will buy it. Maybe 5 years, you tell the Kofredra to everybody pay 1 cedi, 1 cedi. After 5 years, now the cars are free. Everybody free taxi.
And they don't go to servicing?
No, the electric motors that they have in them are 25-year warranty. Electric, they don't fail as many times.
So they don't know servicing?
No, little service.
So you don't spend too much money on
No,
it?
little.
And in terms of GDP,
Yeah.
this is how you can benefit from 5G. We have what we call Internet of Things, right? So if I were to have 1,000 acres and I want to grow certain crops, once I feed in the soil characteristics, the texture of the soil, the weather, I can even get 10 years of weather data, pull that onto the sensors or whatever network that I have. With the current technology, it's going to be difficult for you to get real-time data and make decisions within the shortest possible time because you are running against the weather and other things. Now, with 5G, it makes it easier for these Internet of Things devices to communicate effectively.
With each
now,
other.
you are able to tell that this part of the soil or this part of the land is deficient in nitrogen, but it has more potassium. So in applying fertilizer, which will also be applied through irrigation pipes, add more nitrogen to it than potassium.
So for agriculture, it also works?
So
Definitely.
it improves upon productivity. So if we're getting maybe 2 tons per acre of a certain crop.
You made the point that 5G is not harmful, that we should ignore the conspiracy theories.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with COVID-19.
Yep.
We don't believe you yet, but we are thinking about it. Okay, so Herman, You want to finish?
Can
finish
I come in here?
Yeah.
You know, if the conspiracies were true, you know, China gave out the DNA sequencing of COVID-19 for the world to even test and find out if indeed you have COVID-19 or not, right? So without this sequencing, you wouldn't be able to test, and you wouldn't be able to even find out if you need to treat the patient using these vaccines or medicines, right? Now, what we are saying is that if the conspiracy theories were true, right, how would we get a sequencing that is 96% related to the bats in the first place? And how would we even go ahead to test? Because it's based on the sequencing that you test.
Yeah.
And then you say this person is positive or negative. So if these conspiracy theories were true, we would rather have heated bodies. Like people's temperatures would go up. By the end of the day, we wouldn't even have it in the countries where they had no importation of.
So you're saying that the conspiracy theorist analysis and themes have been exposed by the sequencing that China has given,
Exactly.
which seems logical.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good point. We'll deal with that. Bill Gates is being mentioned as being part of the conspiracy theories and being responsible for this matter. Have you taken a look at, I mean, given your interest in Microsoft and in him for a long time, have you taken a look at that he resigned from Microsoft and set up a company and he's now pushing the vaccines, and people say, don't take the vaccines. If you take the vaccines, you're going to die more, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've looked around. I haven't seen anything that has convinced me. I think it's just people
That Gates is part of a conspiracy theory.
think
You think he means well?
I think so.
And he's producing vaccines to make money? Or,
I think that he wants to help the world. He doesn't need money.
but he's going to make money.
Well, he has enough money. I don't think it's about the money. Maybe it's the money to give away again.
You people who like Microsoft soft, you
I
think
I'm
Bill Gates
not-
is an
no,
angel?
I don't.
Other
I don't
people think he's not an angel.
Yeah, I'm a bit left. So
Yeah.
I've always, if you said Kissinger, I believe you.
Kissinger has spoken again this morning.
I don't believe it.
He spoke. He said that...
It was written.
He said
let's see him
that
speak.
the solution is for us to have a new world order government in the world.
I don't
That the
believe
United States cannot deal with it. I don't even know how old Kissinger is.
I'm
Probably
surprised-
about 100
I'm
years
surprised
old.
he's
now.
not dead. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
But
I don't believe
Kissinger and Gates are all proponents of the new world order.
I don't believe that.
You don't believe the new world order, or you
I
don't
don't
believe
believe
that Gates is
the
part
new
of
world order. I don't believe all that. I think
all
it's-
those conspiracy things?
I don't know.
You are
I
too
don't-
technical and too engineering for that.
No, I'm also a Pan-Africanist and a politician and a nationalist.
There's one thing that
believe that.
I think the era of social media is causing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fake information going out there without any
Verification.
evidence. So if you look at people who have access to the cell phone, they come out with videos that when you use ginger, use this and do that, you're going to be cured. Or the person said they had positive and then they checked and then, you know. But when you do research and go back 700 years ago, we had a plague called the Black Death. It killed over 100 million people in Europe and Asia.
700 years ago.
700 years
It's
ago.
around the time of King, maybe George, or
I think before
or
that.
Henry.
No,
No, before Henry VIII.
Henry
Yeah, long-
VIII.
Yeah, long before Henry
Before
VIII.
Henry VIII.
This was like 1300s.
Yeah.
But you're going far. In 1918, there was Spanish flu in Ghana.
Yes, yes.
80 to 100,000 people.
I don't believe that, by the way, Herman. I saw that.
I went and checked.
But how many people were in Accra to have 80,000 people killed
not
in
Accra,
1918?
in Ghana.
Yeah, but how many people were in Ghana to have?
said a lot of them
80,000 was a
happened
lot.
in
A
the
lot
north.
of people died in the
Yeah.
north too.
Yeah, but
A
how
lot of
many?
them.
That's
We-
about the
we're-
number that was in Ghana.
We probably maybe a 10th or a 20th of our population died.
Yeah.
And I went and I doubted it. I went and asked my mother.
She
And
said it's correct.
I wasn't alive, but our parents told us
Yeah.
that this
that
house and
nearly
that
100,000 people
they,
died.
no, they didn't give us the numbers. But she
Okay.
said yes. They told us that it was very bad.
It was very bad, but the numbers
No,
have-
they said. I said how bad was it? They said they lived in Jamestown, and then they pointed that this house, everybody there died. So they went and put sawdust. What's the end of ash?
Ash.
On they lock the gate when they see somebody has it, and they don't allow anybody out. So it's quite serious, and everybody dies in
So
the
your
house.
mother, as a young person, was told that in this house everybody died.
Everybody died.
And
That
those
other
days, each house contained quite a lot.
Yes, this house, everybody died. So it's a living memory. That, yeah, they put ash on them and they threw their bodies around. When she said where the place was, I was like, yeah. The place they threw the bodies in Dansoma, the back end of Dansoma,
Oh,
that
by the way,
area, Pambros area.
when
And there was a
Herman-
leprosarium there too.
When Herman talks about his mother, he's referring to the woman on the screen, Mrs. Chinery Hesse, a great nationalist, former deputy chief of staff of President Kufuor, and currently the Chancellor of the University of Ghana. Thank you for giving us Herman, Mother. Great. Okay. I'm sure she's very excited about what you're doing.
I hope so.
But this Accra thing, we have to discuss it, because when I saw it, I was telling a friend of mine, how many people were in Ghana to have 100,000 dying?
Probably.
1918, in politics, we had a Clifford Constitution.
Yes.
The British were quite here. They were quite around. They are settled down.
But we had
Kingsley Hayford and others had begun the nationalist movement. So it was a modern country.
Yes.
And so many people died.
Yes. Ghana was
It
about
was
5
serious.
Kolebu had not been
5 million.
created though yet. Yeah. Kolebu was
1926 or something.
like that. Yeah.
My grandmother was there.
I see.
Yeah. But it's serious. These things have happened before. I'm not saying we know everything. But what we're saying is that we are not buying the conspiracy yet. We haven't seen, I don't know about you, I haven't seen anything that convinces me that they're saying conspiracy. We should focus and find out what's going down, man.
Yeah.
And understand and fix it.
So you can assure us that 5G is not what it is.
5G is good.
How has this affected, this is the final question, how has this affected your industry? It looks like you guys are making more money because you're creating Zoom, you're creating platforms for us to connect without having
tech stocks are going up.
Tech stocks are going up. People chatting, that's what you mean?
No. The stocks of the technology companies.
Oh, okay, are going up. That's on NASDAQ?
Amazons and so
Is that on NASDAQ or is it on the New York Stock
Exchange?
And also the pharmaceuticals.
Pharmaceuticals are going up.
There's this tech company that uses AI. So they get a DNA sequencing and they use AI to find out how to provide a vaccine.
So this is a good time for me to be envious of you guys.
Not really.
But you are making...
In Ghana, we haven't been engaged yet.
Oh, you haven't been engaged yet?
You know what's happening to me. So
yeah, I know.
as for me...
But who is running the
treatment.
technology back end of all of what we are doing in Ghana? Do you know?
I don't know that we are running.
We have to.
I don't think there's an entity. We have NITA that is...
NITA is a national entity. It's not amalgamating private sector technology brains
to
solve some of our problems.
Not that we know.
Or we are not there yet.
We are there. We should be in the middle of it.
The information minister, what's happening?
So, lastly, before we hang up, NCA is doing very well with these radiations. Way back in 2011, we came out with a policy to help the NCA, and they've been auditing towers based on that. So the maximum exposure, so for instance, if you have a tower that is close to schools or to homes, you go around with a spectrum analyzer and then measure the power density or the SAR of these towers, and then advise the regulator, who in turn would slap fines on the telcos. So even if tomorrow a 5G tower were to be established in your, for instance, in your community, NCA has what it takes to measure and then find out if the amount of radiation that's coming out of the tower is up to the standard or not. So
you basically are saying that because of what NCA does in Ghana, we should feel safe.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, but has there been any 5G tower rolled out here yet?
Not that.
In Africa? Anywhere in Africa?
You should be telling us.
Actually, you should be telling us.
In Africa, South Africa,
you should be telling us.
No, I'm not aware of. I'm not aware of. Yeah.
But is it true that Wuhan has significant 5G? Wuhan, the Chinese town.
I think most cities in China now have significant.
Is it true that Italian cities too have?
I think the link with Italy is that there's a city that has a lot of Chinese
visitors.
And then when they went for the Chinese New Year and came back, people were apprehensive. So what they did was they came out with a policy of hugging a Chinese. So that's how come a lot of them got infected, because they said hug a Chinese, because they didn't want to be seen to be, how do you call it, racist or...
Okay, but do they have significant 5G rollout in Italy? Do you know?
Italy, I am not aware of.
What about England?
England, yes, they've started rolling out.
Is it true that Russia is not?
No, the issue is that Russia's data, you can't even confirm, because there are several theories that have said that probably they have not done enough testing to be able to come out with the number of people infected.
No, he's talking about Russia and 5G.
In terms
Russia
of 5G,
yes. I'm talking about 5G.
I'm certain they have some 5G.
Russia, I have no idea.
Well, I said it, but what about Germany and 5G?
Germany, yes.
Yeah, they rolled out 5G?
Yes.
Okay, but they are an exception to all what's happening. Okay, gentlemen, I'll leave it here. We have to continue this conspiracy theory.